Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Giancarlo Tubera, and I will be your reporter for today. Welcome to Bahamas. The name Bahamas is most likely derived from the Either the Chano, Bahama, bigger upper middle land, which was a term for the region used by the indigenous people, or possibly from the Spanish Bahamar, shallow water or sea, or low tide, reflecting the shallow water of the area. Alternatively, it may originated from Guanahani, a local name of unclear meaning. The word that constitutes an integral part of the short form of the name and its therefore capitalized. The Constitution of the Commonwealth of Bahamas, the country's fundamental law, capitalizes the T in the Bahamas. Facts and statistics. Population 393,248 based on 2020. Location North America. Climate tropical savanna climate. Religion 95.8% Christianity 2010. Language English language. Urban population 83.13% from 2019. Total area 470,000 kilometers. Capital Nassau. Currency Bahamian dollar. Declaration of Independence July 10, 1973. Nassau, capital city of the Bahamas, lies on the island of New Providence. The other main inhabited islands are Grand Bahama, Eleuthera, Cat Island, Rum Cay, Long Island, San Salvador Island, Ragged Island, Auckland, Crook Island, Exuma, Berry Island, Mayaguana, the Bimini Island, Great Abaco, and Great Inagua. The largest island is Andros. Black, a strong color, represents the vigor and force of united people. The triangle pointing toward the body of the flag represents the enterprises and determination of the Bahamian people to develop. The yellow stripe represents the sand and other rich land resources. The color aquamarine is used as a symbol of the water that surrounds the Bahamas. Dr. Herbert Bain was a great Bahamian cultural legend who made outstanding contribution to the Bahamas. He was the creator of the national symbols, the flag, and the coat of arms for an independent Bahamas in 1973, and made very important contribution to the country's education and culture. Dr. Herbert Bain, born on February 5, 1942, died on October 25, 2015.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Mr. This is the Caribbean, and here is the Bahamas. Now, let's have a little look around, shall we? By the year 800, the Taino people from South America had canoed over into the Bahamas via Cuba or Hispaniola. The Taino were farmers and fishers who, in the Bahamas, were spared the conflict with the island Caribs that the Taino elsewhere were engaged in. So the centuries slipped away, and one day a Taino guy was walking along the beach and saw this. That's right, the Bahamas was the first place in the Americas that Christopher Columbus set foot on. He had set out from Spain to find another way to get to India, and this is why the Caribbean is still also called the West Indies, and Native Americans are called Indians. The Spaniards did not at all try to curry favor with the Taino, but instead used them to work in mines on other islands. Their numbers decreased alarmingly due to disease, but aside from being a handy abduction zone for cheap labor, Spain did not bother settling the Bahamas. It was Britain that was destined to colonize it, which it did in the 1640s, initially as a haven for persecuted Puritans. 2 decades later, New Providence Island was settled, and 2 decades after that, it had to be settled again, as Spain burned the first settlements down in revenge for Britain butting into its monetary machinations. The 1690s to the early 1700s saw the Bahamas, and its capital Nassau especially, become a key haven for the real pirates of the Caribbean. Britain was at war with France and Spain, and they raided Nassau, reducing it to charcoal. Abandoned and lacking a government, Nassau became a kind of capital of the pirate world, home to such infamous buccaneers as Jack Rackham and Blackbeard himself. The Crown of Britain would not tolerate these treasure-hunting, rum-swilling, swashbuckling predators of vessels forever, so they sent in Woodes Rogers. And don't let his innocuous face fool you. He succeeded in defeating the pirates and re-establishing government in the Bahamas. After the American Revolution, loads of loyalists and their slaves migrated to the Bahamas. But after Britain ended slavery, the British Navy would seize slave ships and free the Africans on board. The economy entered a long era of hardship, and the Bahamas began doing whatever it could to make a buck, including blockade running fighting for the Confederates in the U.S. Civil War, supplying liquor during the 1920s Prohibition, and more recently, being a key port for shipping illicit drugs into America, especially cocaine. As governor in the early 1940s, the Duke of Windsor, who had been King Edward VIII before abdicating, made an effort to help ease the country's poverty. But things did not really pick up till the 1960s, when tourism boomed after travel to Cuba was banned for Americans. This, and its being an ideal income tax-free spot for foreign millionaires to hoard their wealth, sped up the development of the Bahamas, which today is classed as very high. The first black leader was Sir Lyndon Pindling, who oversaw his nation's independence in 1973. The economy grew further, and tourism remains strong, as the weather here in the Bahamas is reportedly sublime. Except for the occasional cyclone, of course. And a lot of famous people own properties here, such as Bill Gates, Michael Jordan, Shakira, Sean Connery, Johnny Depp, Tiger Woods, John Travolta, and the Bahamian-American actor Sidney Poitier. So that was our super quick look at the Bahamas, and until next time, bye-bye.
Grand Bahama Island is the northernmost island of the Bahamas archipelago in the Atlantic Ocean. It's known for its beaches, reef-lined coves, and mangrove swamps, as well as its all-inclusive resort and golf courses. Freeport is near popular beaches like Xanadu, and its international bazaar offers duty-free shopping. Port Lucayan showcases Bahamian music and straw crafts. At its port, Lucia Marketplace. Harbor Island. Pink Sand Beach is a dreamy paradise found on gorgeous Harbor Island, amid acres of lush gardens and shaded by swaying palm trees. This luxurious beachfront hideaway makes for a blissful retreat, fragranced by vibrant hibiscus flowers. The 176 square mile Exuma Land and Sea National Park, created in 1958, was the first land and sea park in the world, and is one of the most successful marine parks. It is the first park to take reserve all fishing is prohibited in the wider Caribbean. This stretch of pristine water, land and beaches is an ecological preserve and wildlife refuge famous of its breathtaking marine environment. Atlantis Paradise Island is an ocean-themed resort on Paradise Island in the Bahamas. It features a variety of accommodation built around aquaventure, a 62-hectare waterscape which include fresh and saltwater lagoons, pools, marine habitat, water slides, and river rides.
Largest city in the Bahamas, Freeport in Grand Bahama Island developed as a tropical playground for its visitors. Here, you can enjoy a glamorous holiday at an upscale resort, have a life-changing experience visiting cultural and historical sites, and experience the environment of ecological wonders. Freeport's the ultimate adrenaline rush. Arrive well rested. You'll need every ounce of energy you can muster for the thrills in store. From kayaking through the mangroves to diving a blue hole, off-roading in the pine forests to boating across crystal clear waters, Freeport is high energy. Harbor Island is most renowned for its beautiful pink sand beach, located along its eastern Atlantic Ocean side. It almost seems endless, stretching for some 3+ miles, and it's 50 to 100 feet wide. Considered one of the very best beaches in the islands of the Bahamas, it was featured in the Travel Channel's World's Best Beaches segment in March 2005 and named Best Sand Beach. It was one of 10 beaches worldwide to be included in the program. The almost indescribable pale pink color of the sand comes from microscopic coral insects, known as foraminifera, which have a bright pink or red shell full of holes through which it extends pseudopodia, footings that it uses to attach itself and feed. The pink stands out more in the wet sand at the water's edge. Unlike other parts of the world, the sand here is always cool, so you can walk about freely with the 176 square mile Exuma Cays Land and Sea National Park, created in 1958, was the first land and sea park in the world and is one of the most successful marine parks. It's also the first to take reserve, all fishing is prohibited in the wider Caribbean. This stretch of pristine water, land, and beaches is an ecological preserve and wildlife refuge famous for its breathtaking marine environment. Scuba diving and snorkeling are popular here, and you can encounter nature firsthand by feeding the endangered Bahamian iguanas or catching a glimpse of the elusive hutia with the assistance of one of the professional. Atlantis Paradise Island, the most popular resort destination in the Bahamas, features the world's largest open-air marine habitat, Aqua Venture Water Park, including the iconic Mayan Temple's Leap of Faith slider, 11 unique pools, renowned beaches, 18-hole golf course, the largest casino in the Caribbean, over 21 restaurants, 19 bars and lounges, and Aura nightclub. Atlantis also offers a multitude of unique accommodations, including the iconic Royal Towers and the stylish Cove Atlantis.
The national sport is cricket. Cricket has been played in the Bahamas from 1846, the oldest sports being played in the country today. The Bahamas Cricket Association was formed in 1936, and from the 1940s to the 1970s, cricket was played among many Bahamians. Cricket is a bat and ball game, played between two teams or 11 players on a field, the center of which in a 22-yard pitch with a wicket at each end, each comprising two balls balanced on three stumps. During the period of 1920s until 1930s, team and club from the main district in the land of New Providence build soccer. The popularity of the Bahamas football continued until the 1950s era, and particularly in the year 1954. There was a try to build a team into association or a league. It was successfully accomplished. Football is a family of team sports that involve to verify kicking a ball to score a goal. Unqualified, the world football normally means the form of football that is most popular where the world is used.
A penalty. St. Floor to give the Bahamas the lead. He does. 1-0 to the Baja Boys.
Bahamas National Rugby Union. Team represent the Bahamas in the sports of rugby union. The team have thus far not qualified for a Rugby World Cup, but have participated in qualifying tournament. The nation is classified as Tier 3 by the International Rugby Board. Rugby football is a collective name for the family of team sports of rugby union and rugby league, as well as the earlier form of football from which both games, as well as Australian rule, involved. The island population is predominantly Christian. Protestant denomination collectively account for more than 70% of the population, with Baptists representing 35% of the population, Angelicas 15%, Pentecostals 8%, Church of God 5%, Seventh-day Adventists 5%, and Methodists 4%. There is also significant Roman Catholic community accounting for about 14%. There are also smaller communities of Jews, Muslim, Baha'is, Hindus, Rastafarian, and practitioners of traditional African religions such as Obeah. Bahamas culture is rich with beliefs, tradition, folklore, and legend. The best known folklore and legend in the Bahamas includes the Lusca and Chick Charney, creature of Andros, Pretty Molly on Exuma, Bahamas, and the lost city of Atlantis on Bimini, Bahamas. Jungkano is a traditional Afro-Bahamian street parade of rushing music, dance, and art held in Nassau every Boxing Day and New Year's Day. Jungkano is also used to celebrate other holidays and events such as Emancipation Day. Island Regatta is celebrated every year during the Bahamas Labor Day holiday weekend in June, lasting for up to 3 days. It is held the regatta site in the Salt Pound settlement and bring together families, friends, and other visitors from all over the Bahamas and the world. Traditional kahiko hula showcases attire made of national materials such as tie leaves and tapa cloth. The wrap skirt or pawu might be worn by traditional female dancers. Traditional kahiko hula showcases attire made of natural materials such as tie leaf and tapa cloth. Traditional male might perform in the loincloth mala made of tapa. Cracked conch is pounded and breaded in a way similar to a veal cutlet, and it's served in a number of ways, including Creole sauce in Bahamian preparation. Rock lobster, otherwise known as spiny lobster. This delicious crustacean are major export of the Caribbean. Enjoy this Bahamian food steamed or boiled, in salads, as patties, or in Creole sauce style. Crab, a widely popular dish among locals. Crab is combined with breadcrumbs, seasoning, and egg, and then baked in the crab's original shell.